Happy Friday, meteorologist Diane Phillips here, and well, maybe not the Friday forecast you were hoping for. A lot of us love to have some sun, maybe some warmer temperatures now that we are into the spring season. This Friday, however, we have cloudy skies. That's the live look outside on a lot of our cams. You're going to find that we have clouds depending if you're further south in Findlay or maybe you're north into Sylvania. Not a lot going on weather-wise, so that means that our roadways are dry, and that's a good thing considering the amount of cloud cover that we do have. But we do have wet weather that isn't very far away, but it's just far enough out of town that we aren't seeing the rain. We just have the clouds from that system. So that's what we have for today. Some downpours are also, though, going to be working their way back into the forecast for us. And then also you're going to want to hold on tight with the forecast. We're going to have some windy weather that'll be moving on in for us. So starting out with your umbrella forecast, you are going to find that we do have, well, some umbrella weather for your Saturday. We'll talk about the timing of that, as I don't think it'll actually be all that impactful potentially for your plans. Sunday going to be a dry one. Monday we're going to be finding another chance for some rain in the forecast, and I'm happy to see on Tuesday we do not need the umbrella, so some good news there. Now this is the system though that I was talking about here on radar. It's kind of a roadway of rain as this boundary just sits off towards the northern portion of Kentucky through West Virginia, and it even expands out towards the Central Plains. It's throwing though cloud cover our direction, so you'll actually find some clearing into northern lower, but for us, by the time that we see that clearing, it's just going to be a little too late in the game, and by then we're also going to have another system that starts to move in. Of course, we do have this line of showers and thunderstorms further south, and that's actually where we're looking at some of our severe weather potential as we go through the day today. So you're actually going to find a bullseye. This is where we're going to be looking for our best chance for severe weather. That's going to be, though, you can see well off towards our south, and that's not anywhere close to home. Even the outer edges do not even make it into northwest Ohio or southeast Michigan, but still just something for meteorologists to keep an eye on. And just also a reminder, though, that severe weather season is right around the corner. That's why we had Severe Weather Awareness Week this week, and you are going to find, if you go back to that weather hangout on the WTOL 11 Plus or the YouTube page, you can go and make sure that you have some of those prepared and readiness tips from my fellow meteorologists here on the WTOL 11 weather team. So let's start here with this hour-by-hour forecast. You're going to find that we have cloudy conditions on our Friday, and that's going to be the theme all day long. Maybe an isolated shower in our southern counties, but something, it's just not going to really add up to all that much. We will have a lake breeze, those easterly winds, those are going to be in place for us. And then as we head into the early hours of Saturday, we're talking after midnight, before sunrise. I have the clock stopped here at 5 a.m. You'll see our heavy and steadiest of rainfall. That is east of 75. All of us have a chance of seeing rain overnight tonight, but the heavy rain, you're going to find that through Sandusky, Seneca County, Ottawa County, Erie, Huron County. You are also going to be picking up the majority of that rainfall. Then as we go through the day, though, you are going to find still a few scattered showers for your Saturday. But check out, you have these southwest winds. Those are going to be there for us. So that's some good news there, that we are going to be finding maybe some warming coming back into the forecast. So we are going to be excited to see that one. But the other thing to keep in mind is that we are going to be looking at then where we have some of that heavier, steadier rain. That's going to be then towards our eastern portions of our viewing area. So they're going to be picking up about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch, but it'll be a little bit lighter if you're going to be in throughout southeast Michigan, towards the metro, or even if you're going to be, well, maybe hanging around towards the central portion of the central portion of Ohio here. Now, I also, though, want to talk about those wind gusts that we have. So for today, you're going to find those. Yeah, it's a bit breezy at times with those winds around 15 to 20 miles per hour. But as we advance this forward in time, you are going to find that those windy conditions really peak as we go into the mid-afternoon time frame. So we're going to see wind gusts around 45 towards 50 miles per hour. Thankfully, though, by Sunday, the winds settle down. So the big takeaway is that rainfall happens on Saturday morning before sunrise. So really what is going to grab your attention with the weekend forecast is going to be the windy weather. Those wind gusts 45 to 50 miles per hour, what we are watching. Now we do have that radar that's busy to our south, but whether we're watching radar, watching wind speeds, looking at hourly temperatures, or even what the next 10 days hold, you can look at all of the weather data that you want with the WTOL 11 weather app. You can download that to your phone. It is a free download to use, and you can get that from the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, and that tool is there to help you. So we make sure that we give you the latest information on that. And it's great to use the app during the weekend, of course, because we're tracking rainfall on that Saturday. Like I said, we'll have that rain early in the morning. We'll keep the scattered showers in during the day, but it will just be windy overall. But those southwest winds will take temperatures into the mid-50s. However, it'll be so blustery, it probably won't feel as mild as what you're hoping it to feel like. Still holding on to 50s for Sunday, as we'll have temperatures around 51 degrees. And yet we'll have hopefully some sun, partly sunny skies will be overhead, and a little more of that seasonal feeling. Now, current temperatures not quite feeling very March-like out there. We're at 39 in Toledo. But where we have that front boundary setting, you are going to see that temperatures quite a bit warmer. It's 74 in Raleigh and Nashville, 62 in Memphis. But also where those folks are seeing a little bit of that warmer air, that's where we have that boundary that's colliding, causing that severe weather threat to be well off towards our south. But since that front passed by yesterday, you can see a lot of us. We aren't the only ones here in the Great Lakes region, but further east and even towards the northern plains, settling back in for a little bit of cooler weather in the forecast. Typically, we should be finding highs around 52 degrees, and we're going to not make that today. That's just how it's going to work for us. But as far as that morning low, 32 degrees, we've seen a lot of our lows to be actually well above average here through the winter season. So that's where we've noticed some of our biggest of gains. Now, we don't really have much of a sunset for tonight because of the cloud cover, but your sunset on this Friday night is going to be at 7:52. And with us gaining just under 3 minutes of daylight each day, you are going to find that sunset by next week going to be in the 8 o'clock hour. So it's going to happen pretty fast. Now, speaking of fast, hopefully the weekend doesn't go too fast, especially Sunday, since we will have some sun, mild temperatures into the lower 50s. Have the WTOL 11 weather up ready before then for the rainfall that we have for our Saturday forecast. And then even as we look at next week, it's Monday and then also into Friday that we have some scattered showers. So plan on the bookends of the work and school week to be bringing us some rainfall. We will have temperatures during this time that fluctuate between the 40s back up to the 50s and back down. So we're a little bit in between and kind of everywhere with what we're anticipating here in the forecast as far as those temperatures. We can't quite commit to full spring weather. You can see winter's trying to hold on. March, though, is always a season of transitions, but you will also see that next Saturday, that's the 1st of April. So hopefully we can keep no tricks in the forecast. But the biggest trick for meteorologists here is that Friday. That, of course, is the Mud Hens home opener at Fifth Third Field. We're very excited for that and hoping to keep an eye on that system and see how that's going to work with gameplay. So, of course, stay updated on that Mud Hens forecast and, of course, the weekend details with the WTOL 11 weather app. Have a good weekend.